Frosthaven. Head north through the Imperial Pass and you'll find it. Sitting on the edge of the world, surrounded on all sides by the biting cold, unnatural threats, and a lingering cloud of hopelessness. You are a desperate mercenary, sent to keep this harried outpost alive and uncover the secrets of the North. But these secrets want to stay hidden, and every creature on the horizon intends to erase you from the map. Welcome to the northern coast. Try not to freeze to death. Frosthaven is the sequel to the critically acclaimed Gloomhaven, an open-world game of dungeon delving and difficult tactical decisions, set in a unique and vibrant fantasy world. We now return to that world, but leave the relative safety of Gloomhaven to explore new mysteries to the north. Here, players must contend with over 30 new insidious monster types, and 16 new character classes will provide their own unique twists on the familiar and rewarding combat mechanics. Players must also gather the resources necessary to build up the outpost of Frosthaven, so that it can protect itself from invaders and survive the approaching winter. Not only are there a myriad of difficult choices to be made within a scenario, but there are now even more to face in between as well. What buildings will you focus your resources on? What items will you craft? And how will you handle all of the threats that loom in the snowy distance, just beyond the edge of sight? Take up the mantle of the Banner Spear, Blinkblade, Drifter, Deathwalker, Geminate, or Necromancer, and join the fight against the Frost.
Hello everyone, Will here from Mature Minded Gamers, and today Eric and I are going to be taking a look at the Kickstarter for Frosthaven. Oh my goodness, so stoked to be able to check out this one here.
I can't believe we're getting on this as soon as we could. And it's almost at $3 million already. We are like 2 hours into the project, I think. 3 hours roughly.
Right.
Unbelievable how fast this is raking it in. But I can see why. I mean, as soon as you look at the page and watch some of the videos, and man, it brings all those Gloomhaven love fest back into a new box with new ideas, and man, I am super excited. I'm probably gonna end up backing this as long as you do too.
I did at the $240 level, but we'll get into that. So, kind of a change from Gloomhaven in a sorts. It's more going towards a like a north element, right? Instead of murk and marsh and caves, or more into like boats and tundras, mountains.
Yeah, it's definitely a new environment. It's got seasons in it, so the weather's going to change. Things are going to shut down. I love that aspect of it. I don't think has any legacy game done that, like closing shops and stuff. I mean, we've definitely seen things get destroyed and go away, but I mean, I guess it depends on how many seasons you go through. Like, you know, how many is the cycle? Like, has it said that yet? Did I miss that part?
You know, I think in an interview I was watching, there's like, I want to say it was like 4 missions, I think, and then all of a sudden you went into winter. Lots of add-ons in this Kickstarter as well. I'm pretty intrigued. I know that when you get into the winter months, the game's supposed to get a little bit harder, a little more brutal for you.
Then you should see a lot of seasons. And if it's anything like Gloomhaven, the main story campaign, like I've said before, it took us like 70 game sessions just to get through that.
Right.
And so you're going to see, if it's 4 per season, or even if it's like, 4 and 2, maybe perhaps if you do 4 through summer and 2 through the winter or something like that. I don't know how it works, but so anyways, you're going to see a lot of cycles as long as this campaign is at least as long as Gloomhaven's.
Right. So $2.6 million, almost 2.7, and it's just, you can just see on here, it's just a ticking away. So let's take a look at the Kickstarter. Let's start us off with being 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes a player, 14 and up. No difference there really in Gloomhaven. The component-wise, you get the map board, a rule book, a puzzle book, which, man, I don't remember that in the first one. Do you remember a puzzle book?
So no, they had like kind of an over-compassing puzzle that you used to unlock one of the characters, I believe. I think that's how it worked. But you did it as you advanced through the story. And so it was kind of like, it wasn't really a super puzzle by any means, but it looks like this, they're going to incorporate a lot more puzzles into just the regular game, I think.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
2 scenario books. You get, looks like 1 for the introductions for all the 100+ scenarios. And it says another providing sections of additional hidden information. I like that. I like that it's keeping it separate so you don't accidentally look at something. The board, it looks all right. I like how it's kind of broke up into sections. You have a bigger... I like how you're going to be working on and building up Frosthaven, the actual town. And then you also have an adventure section. Let's see what else we got here. 6 starting characters, 10 unlockable characters for a total of 16 characters. That's pretty awesome. You got 30 double-sided matte tiles featuring all new art, 2 new terrain types, snowy plains, and metallic ruins. That's pretty exciting there as well. Look at all those tokens. It's over 100 tokens. It's crazy. Some standees. So there are 50+ monster groups. 50. That is insane. Some monster envelopes, loot cards. Now that's something that's kind of new in this one. You're going to actually have treasures, right?
They had treasure, kind of like you got. So it looks like they're doing a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how much different it is than the way it was before. You would find like treasure as you went, like when you opened a chest and stuff sometimes.
You got 30 random dungeon tiles. To be able to kind of just do a dungeon delve. 5 attack modifier decks, 1 for the monsters, and then 1 for each of the 4 players. 200 item cards. Oh, that's a lot. A lot of customization in there. 36 personal quests. That's one of the things that I really liked about the first one was, you know, you have your own personal objective of what you're trying to do before your guy, quote unquote, retires, and you can possibly unlock a new character. And I like the fact that, you know, even though you may retire him, you want to go to the next guy, you could still go back and play that other character. Did you guys ever really do that in your game? Go back to some of the older characters you were before?
No.
Never did. Why not?
Yeah, I didn't think you were supposed to.
I thought that you could go back and play them again as they leveled up.
No, I don't think so. I think once you played a character and you complete their personal goal, then they're done.
Well, you know what's crazy is I've only played Gloomhaven twice, and I played the first scenario both times. And I've had it since day one. I was an original Kickstarter backer. I had the original game, and I think maybe it's just too much of a table hog that I just haven't busted it out. I bought the broken token. I mean, I pretty much have everything for Gloomhaven. But you playing at work, you've been able to kind of bust it out a little bit better. Play through the whole campaign.
Yeah, I mean, it took us a long time playing on our lunches, but we were able to do that, and it was great. You might be able to switch characters out before you complete their objectives. I don't quite remember that, and I don't think we ever did that. So maybe that's why I'm a little bit confused about that.
No,
every time we played a character, we got all the way through its personal goals or whatever, and then so I think that character is retired. You can't bring them back at that point.
Oh, I thought you could, once they're retired or they die, you could play them again. You just kind of start back over at level 1 or whatever level your tick boxes were for. I mean, I could be wrong. Like I said, I never really finished through a campaign. 160 event cards for city, road, winter, and summer. That's pretty awesome. So you're going to have some variation, whether you're on a road in the winter, road in the summer. That could be cool. Some battle goals to give you some check boxes for your character sheets. Random scenarios. I like this right here, these hit point and experience styles. Now, there were two basic editions, if you will, of the original Gloomhaven. The first one that came out, it didn't come with these experience styles, and that's actually the one I have. The second edition, if you will, of the original Gloomhaven had these awesome health and experience trackers that came in the box, and I wish I would have gotten that copy. 20 sealed envelopes of hidden information, hidden content. Was there hidden envelopes like that in the original?
There was.
Guess I never really seen that in my copy. An element board, some stickers, more tokens for conditions. Wow, there's quite a bit in this box. Quite a bit. I mean, I wonder how this kind of compares to the original. Is it going to be the same box size? Is it going to be roughly about the same amount of content?
It looks almost exactly like all the components look the same. I mean, different art style, obviously, but as far as like the design and the style, it almost all looks identical. So I'm going to say yes. And I seen that one of the add-ons is from Broken Token.
Mm-hmm.
And man, there's no question in my mind, everyone should get that. Because
Right.
this game, that was our one complaint about this game, is how hard it was to set up and then to organize and then to do it all over again. And so if the Broken Token insert helps a lot, which it's going to, obviously, there's no question in my mind I wouldn't get that to help organize it all.
All right, so let's take a look at the add-ons. You have the core copy of Gloomhaven for $100. That's $40 off the MSRP. That's not too shabby. You get the Forgotten Circles for $30. It's basically a 22 scenario expansion for the original Gloomhaven. You have early access on Steam for $18. Now, how much is Gloomhaven right now on Steam?
I think original price is $25.
Right? Is it on sale right now?
I'm not sure if it's on sale at this moment, but I did see that you get it with this, which upset me because I just bought it last Steam sale.
I did too.
And the thing is, like, I wouldn't be upset if I played it, but we were waiting for the multiplayer part to play it. So, now I wish I wouldn't have bought it because I could have got it with this.
You have the solo expansions for Gloomhaven for $15. Haven't picked this up yet because, man, this is... When I've been looking for it, it is pretty expensive, and I don't understand why, but I'm really going to make sure I pick this solo scenario book up. You have the removable sticker sheets for both Forgotten Circles as well as Gloomhaven. When we started our campaign, we didn't have the removable sticker sheets. We just had the full stickers, so we got a couple things on our board, but when I continue to play it, we'll definitely have to use the removables. I'm pretty jazzed about this. Some metal coins. I'm a sucker for metal coins. There's a whole pile of coins in here for $20. That's 41s. There are 10 3s and 10 5s. That is 60. Wow, man, that is 60 metal coins. And it looks like it comes with a drawstring bag. That's pretty awesome. You have a metal pin set for $50. Huh. Now, to me, this is a big pass for me.
I was going to say, I'm not into those collectible things a lot of times. I tend to just lose them or put them in a shelf somewhere and forget that I even have them.
Right.
And so I don't really care about any of that. They do look cool. I can see why people would want them, but it's just not my thing.
Right. Mine not either. But in the price, I mean, that's like just under, that's what, $8 a piece or $7.50 a piece or whatever. Man, that is just insane. Whew, I don't know. They do look awesome. I give you that. I mean, looking in the background of these, how they... if you're big into pins, I can see you kind of wanting these, but I'm just not a pin collector. All right, so we're going to get into the content for the new Kickstarter here, Frosthaven. So this is $100, which is a really good price, seeing as how the MSRP is $160. That's $60 off. $15 for the solo scenarios. That's the way we got here. Doesn't really say. Doesn't really say how many scenarios are going to be in there. Maybe that's something they're going to be unlocking as the Kickstarter progresses. Some removable sticker sheets. Oh, this is one of the things that I'm pretty excited about. The audio, the foreteller. I like it when I don't have to like read the actual scenarios out loud or someone else is reading them. But when there's actually a narration by like, a professional voice actor, it just makes the game really more engrossing for me.
What do you think? Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. I love that aspect. Nobody really likes to read, because it doesn't have the same effect unless the person is just a good narrator themselves.
Right.
Having someone, like you said, a professional do it, it does add some extra, actually a lot of extra to the game, in my opinion.
Right. It's more immersive that way. in my opinion as well, especially if they kind of fit that I don't know, that feeling of, you know, the old guy reading the book, you know, like Diablo, you know. All right, next down here, the wooden organizer for Broken Token is $80. $80. You save $5 for getting it on here, but
I wouldn't trust me. I would not bat an eye at that. I mean, it's not something I want to pay, but this game, if there's any game that needs it, it's this one.
I agree, but I have the Broken Token insert for Gloomhaven. I don't think I played anywhere near to $80 for it though. Maybe just because it's been out for a long time and it's not as in high demand, but I went ahead and made sure I got it though. And then they also have a pin set for the 6 starting heroes, another $50. So there's a lot. There's a lot of different things you can add on, a lot of different options. So let's hit up the pledge tiers. Anything you want to mention before we move down?
No, I think you covered it all great.
Sounds good. So let's go into the pledge tiers. For $100, you can get the base game, $60 savings. The Frosthaven bundle, the first one here, you're going to get the sticker sheet, the solo scenarios, the Foreteller app, companion app, as well as the base game. It's $145, $45 difference there. I don't really, so let's see, $45. So the sticker sheet, let's go back up, is $20. The app is $15, so that's $35. And then the solo scenarios, $15, $20, $25. Yeah, so $45 more. So really it's just bundling it all together. No real savings for getting all three. So let's move down to the next one, the Frosthaven bundle plus organizer and coins. This one is $240. So we said $145 for the other. In this one, you'll also be getting the metal coins as well as the Broken Token insert. So again, you're really not saving anything. Let's kind of math it out here. So the Broken Token insert is $80. So that makes it $225. The metal coins, $245. I guess you save $5 by doing it this way. You know what? This is the one that I backed though. $240. Have you backed this yet?
I mean, I said earlier if you did, I was going to, but I actually said it wrong. I meant to say if you're going to back it, there's no reason for me to, because this is not something I would want to play solo. I'm not a solo gamer.
Right.
This is something I want to play with my party. You know, you and a couple of other guys from the MMG that we board game with, and there's really no reason for me to have my own set necessarily. The time that I would be my work group that I game with, which we haven't been able to game like we used to. I don't know if we could play all the way through Frosthaven.
Right.
It'd be a challenge, but that would be a group that I would go in and say, all right, let's buy a copy and play it. Because if this is anything like Gloomhaven, which it looks just like, except new and updated, then this is the type of game that it would work fine playing with two different parties, because it's going to be completely different both times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, not only based on the scenarios that you choose and the directions that you go, but then also how you upgrade. Frosthaven is going to be different based on the resources that you're going to use, as well as when you're in a specific scenario. I mean, the different cards that get drawn to activate each of the creatures is going to be different every time. So that could really change the strategy, and the character makeup that you have in your party can change that too. So,
well, and the choices you make as a group too totally change where your party goes.
Yeah.
So, and some character may have an objective that's they're trying to complete to get retired or to get happy, and it may take you somewhere the rest of the party doesn't really want to go.
Right.
But that's where you end up going anyways, and we had to happen a couple times. So, yeah, the variety in this game is going to be very high, which is great.
So down through here, the Kickstarter, they have kind of a breakdown of how the turns work. It talks about having no dice, how you use the cards, the new things of Frosthaven. So let's take a look at this. The new to Frosthaven is money is of limited use in Frosthaven. You will get some opportunity to spend gold on items from traveling merchants, but raw resources are more valuable. In the midst of battle, players will also need to focus on grabbing loot tokens. Each token you loot is not necessarily money. It is exchanged for a loot card from a deck customized to that scenario. Instead of gold, you could instead find herbs, which you can mix together, brew potions, resources such as lumber or hides, which can be used to construct various buildings in town or useful items. The token could even be a powerful random item. That's pretty awesome. From the original, it was always coin. And then in coin, you used to go to the market to be able to get gear, right?
Right.
And then how did you ever get wasn't there a way you could pick up gear cards in the actual scenarios?
Yeah. When you would loot those chests, you would get some gear that was, it wasn't really, I don't think it was randomized. Maybe it was randomized. I think there might have been a little bit of randomness to some of them. To other ones, there were certain items you could loot if you opened chests.
Next thing that is new is buildings. Frosthaven is on the brink of destruction, and you must use the resources you gather to build it back up. Each building that you construct or improve will offer various bonuses or opportunities for your party. Some will increase the defense of the town, invaluable during an invasion. Others will allow you to craft items from herbs, resources, or even other items. And still others will attract new character classes to town. Whoa. That actually informs you of a lot.
I love that aspect of this game. Founders of Gloomhaven, or it was just called Founders, I think. You were building the city then, but that game was nothing like Gloomhaven. And I wasn't a fan of that game. It was kind of overcomplicated for what they were trying to do, in my opinion. But I think adding that aspect to Frosthaven is going to be awesome. Being able to work together to, hey, we want a better armory, because I'm assuming if you upgrade your armory, you get better items from the armory then, and so forth. And so I love that aspect.
So here's where the seasons come into play. You will cycle through 2 distinct seasons as the campaign progresses. The game starts at the beginning of summer, where you encounter events on par with those in Gloomhaven. Once winter hits, though, expect things to get a lot worse. Your foes will attack, buildings will close down, and venturing outside will become far more dangerous. You must pacify what threats you can and build up your defenses against those you can't if you want to survive. I think it's going to be cool and give a little bit of, I guess, dread coming to the future of the game. So you really got to make more strategic choices, not only how your character progresses, but what you're doing to try to level up the town too. Because what's going to happen is if your town gets invaded and buildings get destroyed, and but if you build up certain buildings, it may you unlock more characters, and in the other one it was more about, to unlock another character, wasn't it? You had to complete certain goals, and if you completed the goals and you retired, a certain character, it unlocked this character.
Right. Yep.
So it was kind of like a chain kind of thing. So you had to play each of the characters to unlock the next, right? But what happens when you get to the last character? What do you unlock then?
Well, sometimes when you unlocked it, the character wouldn't unlock another character. It would unlock maybe a new area or some kind of gear or something like that. And sometimes when you're playing through the campaign, I believe it would unlock characters at some points too. So there was multiple ways to do it. They weren't hard set.
Oh, okay. So puzzles are new. So you may discover a small book on your journey full of strange symbols and images. You can decipher this book and follow its clues across a map. You'll be rewarded with insights into the strange, dark history of the northern coast. Each page of this book will, in some obscure way, point you to some other aspects of the game, some overlooked clue in a scenario or detail of the art. Whoa. Well, that will lead you to the next part of the story. Only by searching every last nook of the game will you reach the end of your journey. You know what that kind of reminds me of is Seventh Continent. When you're going through and then all of a sudden you're looking at the location cards you're on, and then if you look really, really close, you may see a number on there. Well, when you find that number, you immediately replace that card with another one for that location. That kind of reminds me of, as you're looking at the art, man, you really need to be paying pay attention to all the detail inside the art to see if there's some sort of clue in there, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You mentioned earlier that it may be a goal to unlock. A pledge goal?
Yeah, I don't know if they're maybe going to do daily unlocks.
Well, I don't see anything on here at all, so I don't know if they even have any unlockables.
Maybe not. So next up on here we have what I'm actually pretty excited about. Jump into the Adventure. Tabletop Simulator. So Tabletop Simulator is one of the systems that we use to play games, especially now with everything going on with the coronavirus. And we've actually been using Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia. personally, I feel that Tabletopia is a little easier to use, but it's got to be something that they kind of set up in the game. I'm not as familiar with Tabletop Simulator as I am with Tabletopia. But I tell you what, we are definitely going to have to dive into this one and put this up on the channel. So I'd love to know what you guys think about. Would you guys be interested in seeing us go through the Frosthaven, the 3 scenarios on Tabletop Simulator? Let us know in the comments below. There's also a daily puzzle. So when I talk about unlocks, you'll be doing something a little special during the campaign with daily puzzle. Each day we'll set up a mini scenario with one character. You will figure it out to use the character's limited pool to achieve the objective within the time limit. I imagine that when the puzzle is solved, that's when stuff is going to unlock, quote unquote.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a big part of it. And I bet it unlocks everything too. I bet it will unlock new buildings you can make, or characters, or places. It probably is going to function for everything, basically.
Right. I imagine what it's going to do is it's going to give you these puzzles, and then you're going to solve them, and it's going to, quote unquote, unlock something that's already included in the game. And that's one thing with Kickstarters that I've kind of noticed, is it seems like stretch goals are sometimes already components they have in the game. They've just tucked them away to not show. Do you feel that, or am I kind of off base on that one?
No, I think you're right.
All right, so this one here, you've got a set of 4 cards, and you have to kill the golem within 3 rounds. So I encourage everyone to jump on the Frosthaven Kickstarter page, see what you can do. Download that on Google Drive. It goes over all of the characters. The models look fantastic. The Inox Drifter, the Blink Blade, the Banner Spear, the Deathwalker, the Necromancer, and the Geminite.
Huh. I played the Inox as my first character in Gloomhaven. Loved it. Still probably my favorite character, even though he wasn't necessarily the most powerful. It was just a lot of fun, and so that's no question who I'm going to be.
The Craighart? Is that what you're talking about?
The Inox warrior.
Huh.
He was just kind of like a big tank in the first game.
Yeah.
I think the Craighart was an unlock.
That's one of the first characters. I haven't unlocked any characters yet. That's how far I've actually played. I haven't unlocked anything.
Okay. No, I started with the Inox guy first.
Okay. I want to play it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's too many games in my collection. And then down on the page, you have a lot of videos to be able to check out on how the game plays and works. Personally, I've been watching the Rolling Solo. Absolutely love what he does to show you how to play games. Good work by him. And then we get down to shipping. So, not too bad on pricing. I mean, especially for how that big this game is. You get the broken token, everything. It's only, a $240 bundle. It's only $43. That's not too horrible in my opinion. Especially how shipping prices have gone up. What do you think?
Yeah, nobody wants to spend that much to ship anything, but the box is very heavy. If it's anything like Gloomhaven,
right,
it's got a lot of stuff in it, so I think that's just how it's gonna have to be.
Yep, I am perfectly fine with paying it. I know everybody. That's one of everybody's complaints on a lot of these things is, oh, shipping is outrageous. Well, I mean, shipping is what it is. I mean, there's not really much that we can do to control it besides paying our fair share or creating our own shipping company and then charging what you want to pay for it. Well, I don't know. Not too bad. So let's take a look here. The timeline. We've got Kickstarter ends May 1st. So we got exactly 1 month. The Pledge Manager is going to be opening up in May. The first wave of products, basically the stuff that's out now, will be shipping out in July. This October, they're going to be uploading files to the printer, finalizing stuff in November, begin shipping in January, and then shipping out to backers in February, and then all of fulfillment should be done by March of next year. So this time next year, we should all have our hands on Frosthaven. I could not be more excited. I wish I had a time machine. So we've gone through all this. It talks about some the fortune teller narration. You got some this was it. Let's kill oozes. I'm no stranger to slaying. Apparently he's going to be killing oozes for Kickstarter supporters. Kind of weird. Alrighty, so let's go back up to the top of the page, and in the 20 or so minutes we've been talking, this has generated another $200,000.
It's crazy, man.
That's insane.
You know what's fantastic? Isaac has agreed to do an interview with us at Origins. So hopefully, if Origins happens, we will have an exclusive interview with him, where we're going to be obviously talking about Frosthaven. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a first-hand look at it. What do you think?
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely awesome. Amazing.
So stay tuned for that, guys. If it doesn't happen on Origin, maybe we can get him on our Discord to do a quick podcast. I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Origins is still going to fire off or not. Still many what ifs right now. So, all right, everyone. That was our Kickstarter preview of Frosthaven. I am, for one, super stoked to play this. Eric?
So which one are you more excited for, this one or Dark Tower?
This one.
Me too. Even though Dark Tower looked cool, just the epicness of this one. Am I saying it right as a Dark Tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Return to Dark Tower?
Return to Dark Tower. Yeah, some reason I was thinking I was wrong. But so Isaac also worked on that one too. So I'm still excited, very excited for both. But this one, just the epicness of it, being able to run that long campaign and having played Gloomhaven, man, I am stoked.
Right. All right, everyone. Thanks for checking this out with us. We do appreciate your support. If you would, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, and as always, we will see you at the table.